Hello. All right. I think I'm live. Um, I haven't I haven't done many lives, so if anybody's out there, then let me know that I'm talking to somebody. I think this is public. I think we're all good. Well, welcome to my kitchen. I'm back in Australia and very happy to be here. It is Australian summer, even though it looks like it's not. We've been having a lot of rain lately. I trust that it's coming. And I just really wanted to come on and do a check-in about kind of what's going on my end and what's going to be coming up on the channel, as well as opportunities and offerings to gather online and in person. So lots of things coming up, out and about. Lots of plans being made and exciting things being created. So to begin, the next live retreats that are coming up is my first one in Australia, which I'm so excited about. And it's only about an hour south of where I live now. It's in Crescent Head, which is a beautiful, rugged coastal area with some pretty famous surf there. Now, this is not a surf retreat. I am not a surfer. I do try to surf, so maybe I am a surfer, but there will be optional surf activities and space for that if you're in. What we will be doing together as a group, I'll be working and creating with, well, everybody who's there, but also Kimberly Aaron, who's an incredible human and coming up from Victoria, Australia, to co-facilitate with me. And we'll be exploring sovereignty. The Sovereign Expanse is the name of the retreat. So we'll be exploring how we tap into self, how we get really clear and align with ourself. And from that space, we get big. From that space of being really self-connected, how we can get wide and live a wide life. So that's kind of the theme, but we'll be exploring through lots of flow-based yoga practice. She has a really beautiful, wiggly, swervy practice. We have kind of similar styles. So we'll be exploring through vinyasa and yin, and our yin classes will be guided by sound. My partner will be there and he'll be doing some super sweet soundscapes. So that will include some didge and some bowls and some guitar and some flute. He plays lots of things. So that'll be really fun to have alongside. We'll also be exploring weaving, which is new. Really beautiful indigenous weaving practices that has been passed down for so long. One of my friends is coming along and is going to teach us, and she teaches weaving through story. So she'll be bringing some grasses, some local grasses that she's been collecting and then have been dyed by her with botanicals in the area. And she'll teach us some of the ancient weaving ways, which is actually really beautiful, really beautiful. I did a workshop a while back. I should have brought my basket. Let me show you my basket. So I made this in a day. Look at this beautiful little basket. And then I put feathers in it. It's definitely not watertight. I put some rocks in it. Those are not going to leak through. But anyway, it's a really beautiful and really special thing to do as a group. It was traditionally done, in community. So we sit around together and we weave these fibers, and we tell stories. The way that it's passed down is, I don't want to go into a total tangent here, but the way that this was taught to me is that it was passed down there was no written tradition. It was passed down through story. So it'll be like the two women go around the mountain and then they go under the valley and then they drop off the fish or something. I can't remember exactly what the stories are, but that's the way that it's passed. And it's just a beautiful storytelling aspect of how humans have done this in so many ways to get information to people through stories is really beautiful. So that's a special component on this one. Hi, y'all. Um, oh, Richard, hey. Let's see. Like I said, there'll be some surf opportunities here as well. We're going to bring on dance, some local musicians, and some earth art. So I've been loving to do the earth altars lately, which is this beautiful ritual of gathering what's around and then rearranging and creating with it and infusing intention into it. It's been a really powerful practice and something I feel like I was really missing, this kind of intentional ritual in my life. And so this has been really supportive, and I'm excited to share that with you. So this is in February, the 1st through the 5th, Crescent Head, Australia. So that's the first thing happening. And then a couple weeks later, we're headed to my favorite place, going to Bali, back to Bali for a Nourish retreat. And I'll be teaching this with my dear friend, Carolina, and she's a powerhouse of a woman. And we'll be exploring different ways to nourish and what's in between us and nourishment. And nourishment is more than self-care, but it's about really being aligned with our values, to know what's important to us beyond what we think should be important to us. Like I get caught up in these shoulds all the time. Like I should be doing more of this, should be doing more of that. But a nourishment, doing things we can do all the freaking time and not be nourished. We can be around people and community and be like so around people and not be nourished. So really it's about getting into alignment. So we'll be exploring what nourishment means to us and what's in the way of that. And Bali's the perfect place to do it because that's how I kind of describe Bali, as nourishment for me. I eat so well. I move so well. The weather is really well on my body. I feel like I have a really connected community there, really deep conversations. The culture there, my interactions with the locals are just like, they're so authentic. And I feel really, really nourished when I'm there. And talk about ritual. Bali is like the place for to explore devotion and ritual. So we'll be exploring, really excited to explore ritual there. And we'll explore Balinese rituals, and then we'll be creating our own that are authentic to us. And I think that's a big thing about ritual, is that we do want to make it our own. That's how we get the nourishment from it. So there, yoga, meditation, dance. Carolina has been like a lifelong dancer, and she does a lot of like self-embodiment and self-love practices. It's going to be beautiful. We've collaborated before, and we have bring a really good energy together. And both of these retreats are more than half full. And I know a lot of people who are coming, and I'm so excited. And then I'm really excited to meet the others that will be joining. But just so you know, some beautiful tribe is communing. So, and let's see, on the YouTube, I'm just going to divert for a little bit. So those are the two retreats. On the YouTube channel, I'm going to be putting out about 3 classes a month. And I'm going to be putting out a couple flow classes a month, continue that, the little swervy, swiggly flows. And then I'm going to be putting out some more talks, some more chats, especially related to, well, really recovery and just humaning. When I speak about recovery, really a human thing, so it's applicable. So we're going to be bringing in some more talks and meditations as well. So that's what's going to happen on the YouTube channel. CCY Studio is going really well, and there I'm sharing kind of longer practice. We have extended time to explore, and I'll be putting out some series there as well. So I'm going to do a series on the heart practices, which are the Brahma Viharas from the Buddha, which I'm very fascinated in. So we're putting out a series on CCY Studio. I'm still having some guest teachers over there as well. And we're going to be putting an asana library on CCY Studio. So this will be breakdowns of asanas, teaching tips even. We're actually pulling this from our teacher training and sharing little nuggets to really break down and get inside the poses, rather than in a flow, we just kind of go over them as we go. But the asana library will be really helpful because we can really get in there and explore it from the inside out. So that's what's happening there. And let's see, Emerge. I love all the things I do, but Emerge is my favorite one. Emerge is my online recovery program. And it's really a human program. It's an 8-week self-inquiry, and we do it in a group, and it is pretty magic. All the little things that I touch on in my yoga classes that I talk about just a little bit, and then we like move into the movement. we go into it deep, and we inquire, and we get provocative, and we get really honest. And when we do that in community, it is a salve and a tonic. Emerge is very, very powerful. We'll be exploring things such as honesty and denial. The upside of denial, there is one. We'll be exploring anger, a lot of emotional literacy. So we'll be exploring anger, like what does that mean to us? What did it look like in our family? How was it modeled to us? Forgiveness, resentment, how all these things manifest in our life, and how in touch are we with our emotional granularity. We will explore addiction through many different lenses. We'll look through the lens of yoga. We'll look through the lens of Buddhism. We'll look through the lens of modern psychology. I bring on some different therapists from different kind of lineages, and we look at what addiction is. And addiction, not just being substance, but it's a natural human tendency to find relief from pain. And pain happens to all of us. It is just wired into this human experience. But how do we meet it, or how do we not meet it? How do we avoid it? That's kind of what we're exploring. So it's applicable to everyone. Incredible program. Takes off in March, and it's 8 weeks online. It's quite intensive. We meet live 3 to 4 times a week, and it'll be with me, Jack, incredible therapist named Christine, and then I have guest teachers. This is a really packed full program. I offer scholarships to Emerge, and there's a scholarship app on the Emerge website. Everything's linked below. And it is, so like, come as you are, and I'll try to meet you where you are. We get some scholarship funding for that one. Yeah, depression will be covered. Anxiety. We really go through a lot. It's powerful. Do check out the website if you're interested in that. I just had a new website done, and it has quite a bit of information on there. So all the talks that I've done in the past in the recovery support playlist here on YouTube, those are a lot of the topics that we'll kind of be going over. We'll explore nervous system, polyvagal theory, how we can regulate and meet our emotions rather than be overriding them all the time, how we can make friends with our nervous system and support ourselves through yoga practices, through our breath. There's so many tools and techniques that we can do to live a more free life, a life with more choice. That's what we're doing. And that's what brought me to yoga in the first place, was through my recovery from my substance addiction. That's what got me here. So this is all the tools and tips and tricks along the way. And I've gathered people that have supported me through the way to share with you all as well. So that's Emerge. That's in March. Busy, busy bee. The next thing is the 300-hour yoga teacher training with the Mindfulish School. So the Mindfulish School I created with my badass co-teacher, Jack St. Pierre. You all have probably met her on the channel here. And we've ran several 200-hour, and it's been so great. And we're ready. Now we're putting out our 300-hour, and our 300-hour is chock full of goodness. A few of the little components that we'll touch on is Ayurveda, probably a 20-hour just on yin, the mythology, the deities, which is so fun, sequencing, cueing, inspired business. And this has a mentorship project in it where there's a 20-hour mentorship where the point is we're going to bring to life whatever it is that you're wanting. You're going to have me and Jack and the team there to support you make it happen, to support you to get going where you're going. And a little thing about that is that in my 300-hour, which I did with Denise Payne many years ago in Bali, she had a mentorship project in there. And I did Emerge with her for my mentorship project. And she guided me with my outline and how to set it all up, and, supported me through the process of building my vision, the outline of my vision. And that's what came of Emerge. So we're here to support you with moving through that. Yes, Patrick, grief will be covered. I'm actually bringing on a grief counselor named Clea, and she'll do a unit in there. It's beautiful. Yeah. She has if you want to check out her, you can go to embodiedgrief.com. Her name's Clea. She's excellent, but she's going to come on to Emerge. let me see, 300 hour, what else is happening with a 300 hour? We have a whole unit. It's in 4 units for one. So each unit you can take separately, or you can take it all together for the 300 hour certificate. Let's see, another one of the units, we have sequencing and cueing, which is just going to be, it's really, really fun. Sequencing is one of my favorite things of how to get creative and how to not only get creative in our body, but how do you then verbalize that through your cues and share it with your students? It's a whole other thing. And then there's a whole unit on addiction, trauma, and social equity. And this is unit 4. And again, you can take the units separately, you can take them together, but unit 4, that's the one that's my favorite one. That's going to be the one that I'm holding out for. But lots of information on that in the link below, 300-hour yoga teacher training. If you're interested in doing your 200-hour yoga teacher training, we're going to be doing a hybrid version. And I'm trying to decide, it's either going to happen September or October of this year, or in January of 2024. I'm still on the fence about that. If you have a preference and are in for it, let me know, because I'm teetering right now. And it's going to be a hybrid version where we'll do about 2 weeks online, 2.5 weeks online, something like that. And then we're going to meet in Bali for about 2.5 weeks. So part of it will be done online. Part of it will be done in the flesh, in Bali, in paradise. So I'm just trying to finish up that, getting that lined out. So if you have any preferences, September, October, January, February. Then the one more thing for a retreat is retreat in Portugal, which is going to be so lit. And I'm doing that with a friend named Nicole. And she runs a program called Primal Gatherings, which does regenerative community building and regenerative tree planting, and use regenerative practices, recovery practices to support the earth. So what we'll be doing in this retreat is we'll be doing yoga and meditation, of course. We're going to bring in dance, so really connected in the body. And then we're going to get connected with the body of the world. And we're going to do that through the earth art practices. We'll be foraging and making like sage bundles. We'll be doing some botanical dyeing. We'll be doing the earth altars. And then we're also bringing on somebody really special to help us do natural building. So we'll be literally using the earth, making clay, making bricks, and we'll be building, believe that our project will be building a natural sauna. And it's going to be really beautiful we just use what we have. There's a tendency to always think that what we need is somewhere out there, but we're going to use the earth that we're on. So at the retreat center, we'll be creating from that earth, creating a beautiful sauna there. So we'll be weaving all of that together. And that's Primal Earth Yoga in Portugal. This is going to be a different type of retreat. And I'm so excited to weave these other elements in. So that's a lot. And I'm so excited about all of it. Yeah, I love what I do. I feel immensely grateful. And, so often it's easy for us to get into this perspective of feeling that we're in it alone. And when we're in spaces and we have the ability to share how we feel and what's going on with us, we very quickly realize that this is a human thing, that we all experience this loneliness. We experience joy. We experience things we don't think anyone would clap for, but that we all do it. And that the fact that we all experience that's what we have in common. And often the fact that we don't feel like we can connect is the thing that we have in common. But when we can show up and share that with each other, I see it over and over and over again. How transformative, and I do not use that word lightly, how transformative that it is to be reminded of our shared humanity. So if you are interested, there's all the links in the description below. You can head over to my website. They're all there too. And feel free to reach out to me. My email is in all the places as well. And would love to have a chat and see if anything feels like a good fit. So that's all I got. I'm not putting a class out this week, but there'll be one out next week. So watch for that. And please always let me know what you're looking for, what type of practices you're looking for, anything, something certain. And I'll be filming a lot in the next month. So yeah, I'll take your ideas. All right. Big love.